Hey you guys, it's your girl Cole and I'm back with another video, And as you guys read in the title, this is my Jail Chronicles Ep.1. So basically, I know I promised you guys that I will record on my camera, and I did. You guys, I did record on my camera last night, but because I'm new to the camera and transferring it to my laptop, I deleted my footage, you guys, and I'm so upset because I already recorded episode 2 to Jail Chronicles in my car, but on my iPhone because I was in my car earlier today. So I was trying to start editing my Jail Chronicle episode 1 just now and deleted it. So excuse me if I'm looking a mess, you guys. I was in bed. I got to work tonight. But I was like, let me get up. Consistency. When you guys are not motivated, stay consistent. Boom. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn that post notification bell on, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Because who would want to miss a video from me? I mean, like, be serious. Who? Like, who would not want me on their TV, on their phone, on their laptop, or their iPhone? Like, who would not? I even rock with the droids. So, like, who would not want me there? So, without further ado, let's get into this video so I can edit and get it out to you guys. Okay, you guys, so basically, I'm going to say this. This is a disclaimer. I'm not saying it's okay to commit crimes. I'm not saying that it is okay not that to basically take the shortcut in life. Basically, it's never okay. I'm not going to go in depth and say what I did. If you know, you know. But what I will say is I was wrong. I don't care what part I played in. I don't care any way I try to analyze the situation. I was wrong. And when you commit a crime, you have to go to jail. Now, my lawyer was telling me I would not have to go to jail, You guys, you got to remember, I was fighting a charge for a couple of years before I actually went to jail. Basically, I was under the impression when I went for sentencing, I did plead guilty, but because this was my first charge ever, I was under the impression that I would not do jail time, that I would get probation. But you guys have to remember, when you're breaking laws, when you know something involved with somebody breaking laws, you are just as guilty. And with that being said, you're playing with your life. Your life is in somebody else's hands. And no matter what your lawyers say, the final say is up to that judge. And it's really sad because the judge could be having a bad day, could be racist, could not like women, could be sexist, could be this, could be that, could be whatever. And it's once you plead guilty, it's in the judge's hands. Now, if you're not guilty, don't ever plead guilty for something you're not guilty. I was guilty one way or the other. I was guilty. I did not want to prolong the fight. My lawyer felt like he could have beat the charge, but I did not want to prolong the fight. Karma is karma, you guys. Even though the incident that happened before, way before I got charged, karma will come to bite you in your butt. Remember that. Always remember that. You think you get away with something, but you don't. What happens in the dark comes to light. Whether you change your life around or not, karma is designed to get you when it gets you, when it's your turn. And it could not be the same thing that you did in return. It could be something else. It could be something worse. It could be something slight. It could happen to one of your children, somebody you know, basically. So please, 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 you guys, be careful what you do out here in this world. But basically, you guys, so before I got, I was in a relationship. Before I had with my ex, before I had got charged, he knew nothing about anything. And once I thought I was going to get charged, I had told my mom or whatever, and I was crying to her, and I didn't want to tell my ex because I felt like his opinion mattered so much to me. And that's another thing. When you're in a relationship and you're so in love and you lose yourself in somebody, if you're not comfortable enough to go to that person and tell that person your deepest, darkest secret, you need to take a stop and take a look at that relationship. And it's not him. I'm not putting it on him. I never do the blame game. It was me, because at the end of the day, I was the one in the relationship as well. I was the one hiding things from him. Now, granted, he was not perfect in the relationship. I feel like the only difference was I'm more forgiving than he is. So he might do something and I will forgive him as to where everybody boundaries is different. Everybody deal breakers is different. Everybody hell knows is different. So this was a hell no for him. So even though he was doing 1,000 other things that should have been hell no's to me and was not, but whatever. So basically, once I felt like I was getting charged, I told my mom. Remind you, me and my ex was in such a happy situation. Like literally, I felt like we were happy. Like I did not, to be honest, you guys, I did not think that he would break up with me because of this. I really did not. But this period of my life showed me, from the time that I felt like I was going to be charged through the time I was actually charged, to me going to jail, to me being on parole, showed me a lot. It showed me so much about people that I consider my friends, that people I've been over backwards for, that people I was riding and dying and dying and dying, riding and dying, riding and dying, riding and dying, wouldn't even walk a sidewalk for me. Like, it showed me so much. I was low, I was depressed, like, I was embarrassed, like, you guys. And again, it's nobody's fault but my own, because I put myself in a situation I should not have been in. So, basically, I told my mom, and she was just like, I had to tell him. And I was like, I did not want to tell him because I felt like he was going to break up with me. So she was like, well, this is the time to see. She's, was on the phone. My mom lives in a different state. She was on the phone with me, basically like giving me encouraging words, affirmations, basically uplifting me. That's one thing I can speak of. Her and my grandmother, they have really, really, really touched my heart. My father did too. My father is really into the church, and he had really given me advice and moral support. But my mom was just basically just saying, like, if he leaves you, then you know what it was. It wasn't meant to be, blah, blah, blah. So you guys, that night, like, we were laying in the bed, and I could never forget this night. We were laying in the bed, and when he said he loved me, and I said, no matter what. And he was like, no matter what, I love you. So I turned to him, I looked at him, and I was like, I gotta tell you something. And he was like, what? And like, he gave me a look, and like, he used to get this look in his face that just a switch had turned, like, all right, this was love, now we on a thin line between hate, like, what's up? So I just started telling him everything. So he just looked at me. So he sat on the edge of the bed, and he started to get up. So when he started to get up, he was like, I can't do this, blah, blah, blah. He basically called me a snake. He said I was sneaky and blah, 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 blah. To a certain extent, I agree with him. I was sneaky. He basically said I was laying next to him every night and not telling him what I was doing. But in my defense, I felt like my money was my money, his money was his money. He did not pay my bills. He did not do anything for, like, of that nature for me. Now, if I asked him, like, could you give me this or could you give me that, he would. But he was not paying my bills. Like, I was paying my own bills. He had his own thing with his money going on. I had my own thing with my money going on. It was not, like, entwined. It was none of that. So basically, was basically like he couldn't do it anymore, blah, blah, blah. So, like, you guys, I was so in love with him, and I was so, like, heartbroken. Like, you guys, I will never be to this point again. Like, I literally got on my knees, you guys, and was crying and begging this man to stay with me. Like, and that showed me, like, looking back at that, I had no self-worth for myself, and I felt like I needed him. Like, his love is what I needed. Like, I was going through I was so scared. I'm just like, I thought, like, my issue is I thought he would be mad, but I felt like he would break up with me. I knew in the back of my mind, like, he was going to break up with me, but I didn't think, like, he was leave me. So he wound up leaving. Like, that wound up being, like, we never got back together since then. We did mess around. We did, pretend to be boyfriend and girlfriend. He was allowed to do whatever he wanted, and he didn't want me to do anything. So it, like, flipped the relationship to where he had the upper hand, if that makes sense. So, basically, I wound up not going to jail then. A different year later, I wound up going to jail. Basically, then I wound up bailing out. Then I wound up fighting it. And then I was just like, I didn't want to fight it. I didn't. I wanted to plead guilty. I wanted to get it over. Like, it's what you guys don't understand is, for years, I had something over my head. I couldn't plan anything with my kids because when the court date come, I didn't know if I was going to jail. I couldn't travel out of state. I could not be what I wanted to be. I didn't want to extend my businesses because if I went to jail, who's going to run my businesses? Like, it was just so much, you guys. It was just so much. Like, it was just, I just wanted it to be over. It was so depressing. I wanted it to be over. So when we finally went to court, Me and my ex was not dating at the time. It was not barely even speaking. We were not speaking for months. I went to court September the 10th. We were not speaking for that whole summer. We wound up speaking like a week before I went to court. And every time I went to court, he did go to court with me. He wound up moving on with his life. Like, when I say y'all moving on like that, new girlfriend like that, like in love like that. So like, you know, when you in love with somebody, I'm not gonna say he didn't love me. I feel like he did love me very, very much. I just feel like it's life, it's karma, it happens. Like, I just feel like he had to do what was best for him in his situation, and at the end of the day, it was what it was. So basically we had got back talking. I was actually dealing with somebody kind of very seriously heavy, and that person was, I'm not gonna say tricking, but that person was cashing out big on me. Big. He had big do right. That person had extreme big do right. And I didn't tell that person what was going on with me. I didn't tell a lot of people, a lot of friends, a lot of family. Nobody knew. And one thing you will realize about me, like this YouTube thing, I'm an open book, but I'm also very, very private, and I'm so easily embarrassed that I do not tell my business to everybody. Certain things, I tell you what I want you to know. I tell you what I feel like you should know, and I keep it like that. Like, people think because I'm a social butterfly, I am very friendly, like, and I do talk a lot, that I'm just gonna tell my business, and that's not it. And I even learned after the jail experience, like, people that I thought was my friends was like stabbing me in the back. And it's like, I'm such a genuine person. I have such a good heart. I will give you the shirt off my back. Like, whether I know you or not, I will pay for whatever. Anything you need, if I got it, you got it. Like, I'm a people person. I'm a people pleaser. That's a flaw of mine. It's like, so basically, let's skip the room. So I had went to court, and he had wound up going with me. I did not tell the guy I was talking with that I was going to court, but we had wound up falling out anyway, because he had shit with him, and we wound up falling out. So when I went to court, this was disposition. I already pleaded guilty. This was it. I was supposed to be sentenced. And my lawyer kept telling me, like, I'm going to get probation. I'm not going to jail. What are you worried about? You're not going to jail, blah, 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 blah. But mind you, I had a gut feeling like I was going to go to jail. I had a gut feeling about that. So my ex had wound up spending the night at my house. We had wound up driving my car to court. We go to court, and he's like sitting with me. He's giving me like positive vibes. I'm like telling him, like, I think I'm about to go to jail. He like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You good. You good. This your first charge. Blah, 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 blah. No, he was like, it's during Corona. Same thing my lawyer was saying. No. The judge wound up saying, we taking it back to the old days. You're going to jail 18 months in the county detention center. No prison time. But he didn't give me parole after. He didn't give me probation after. So that was a good thing. But he screwed me, basically. And I just started crying so bad. You guys, to hear him say that was so heartbroken. I felt like my life was over. I did not know what I was going to do. I'm a single mother. My kids was home doing virtual school. Like, I'm a single mother of 4 kids. Like, was devastated. I did not know what I was going to do. I was not prepared for this. I was not prepared for this verdict. So when that happened, I just started crying. So mind you, I didn't have any pockets. So my ex had my keys in my phone. So he was like, I just remember him screaming like, what am I going to do with the kids? And I'm like, call my sister, call my sister. Me and my big sister are like this. That is my heart. That is my boo. That video I gave that we're going to do Chrissy and Cole, conversations with Chrissy and Cole. That's Chrissy. That is my everything. Like, her and my mom is my everything. Like, my brothers are, and my father is too. But you guys know, if you have a big sister that's a year apart, and you and your mom are really, really, really close, you guys know how that is. So I wound up going back, and I'm crying. Like, I was crying and shaking to the point that the bailiff, and they remind you, the judge was an old white man. Like, I felt like if I was white, or a white lady, even a white man, I felt like I would have got probation, because I've seen people that go before me. Somebody that went before me, I was the last person to go. Like, literally, he had priors of doing the same thing I done and was still doing it. And he basically, the judge gave him probation, and I was just looking like, so my lawyer was like, basically like, I was good. No, I was not good. I was not good. And the fact that his phrase I will never forget was, we need to go back to the old days. 18 months made me feel like he was referring to slavery. Like, I don't know. And you guys, I could be biased because it was me, but I just felt like he was extremely racist or sexist. And it was just like, damn, 18 months. I know people who get away for way worse. I know people first charge was crazy probation, a PBJ. But whatever, needless to say, it was what it was. I put myself in the situation. No blame game. So I'm crying. The bailiffs are in the back crying, patting my back like, it's all going to be okay. They tell me like they never seen him like this, blah, blah, blah. And they were telling me about a modification. This is my first interaction with the law, so I didn't know anything about a modification. I didn't know anything about none of that. Everything I learned about jail, court system is everything that I personally went through. So when I get to the back in the bullpen of the court, they take me down. On the bus, they take me to the county jail. I go to the jail. I go through it's intake where they make me pee to see if I'm pregnant, test me for STDs, corona. They basically ask about the corona, give me check my fever, transfer me out from my street clothes. I had a wig on, you guys. When I tell you guys, I look like Cat Williams. Like, I had cut all my hair off, and I had, like, it was growing back. It was short in the back and short around the sides, and just like this much. And I had stocking cap on. I had like a little cute bang wig on. I look cute, you guys, because I didn't think I was going to jail. Like, I feel like I needed this. I needed this experience because I feel like it bettered me as a person. But I was not prepared, you guys. I guess you can never prepare yourself for jail. Like, how? How? I guess if you're a pro, but how? Like, I was not prepared. And so I didn't have on any socks. I had on a good bra. I had on some granny panties. Don't judge me, judge your mother. I had on some granny panties, and I didn't have my hair braided. Like, okay, in the county jail, I did learn. In the city jail, they make you take your hair out. If you got thick hair and they make you take it out, a wig, they make you take it out. You got to wear your real hair. In the county jail, they don't care. If it's braids, you can keep it in. If it's a wig sewn in or track sewn in or glued in, you can keep it in. But if it comes off, it got to go out. So I had my nose pierced, you guys. I didn't know the game. I didn't know to say it couldn't come out. I had my belly button pierced. And then I had ankle bracelet with my kids in it. My mom had went to St. Lucia and had brought my kids bracelets with their names on it. And I was using it as anklets. And I still had them on. So I felt like that was a comfort of my kids. Like, I'm very attached to my kids. I've been a mom since 16, and that 8 months was the longest time I've ever been away from my kids. I am a very active mom. I pride myself on trying to be the best mom I can be. I'm not saying I'm the best mom. I'm not saying I'm an awesome mom. I'm not saying none of that. What I'm saying is I do what I got to do for my children. I love my children very, very much, and I've been a mom since 16. I have 4 children. One will be 15 this year, one will be 12, one will be 9, and one will be 4. They are my hearts. They are my babies. And I was so heartbroken because my daughter was so young, I felt like she was not going to remember me. But basically, so when I get to the jail, they transfer me out. You can use free phone calls. I did not know anybody's number but my dad's number. Thank God. Shout out to my dad for always having that number. I love you, Dad. Shout out to you, the real MVP, because that's how I got my sister number. My dad. And shout out to my dad for them prayers. My mom and my dad are prayer warriors. God do not play about my parents, you guys. Because I feel like prayers is what got me through that experience, them 8 months. And one thing I will say also is I learned I am an adapter, which I knew from a child. I can adapt to any situation and overcome it. I'm very strong. And I feel like you never know how strong you is, so strong is all you have. You never know how strong you need to be mentally. You never know how weak your mental is until it's tested. And that's one thing people do not realize. Mental, being locked up is not the physical. I swear it was like a daycare it was like being away at college. But that mental, being locked up mentally, I feel like the jail system is set up to break you mentally. And it just was not like a good thing. It was not. Can you imagine being locked somewhere for 24 hours out of the day? 24 hours you're locked somewhere. You cannot go anywhere. Like, you're stuck to a hard metal bed. And I understand that jail is not meant to be a fun place. But baby, it's not for the weak. It's not for the weak. It's not for the weak. Like, I'm telling you, I feel like they need to investigate that. Jail is not right. The food, the mildew, all that stuff they were doing, the bitches of a CO. Like, it's like some people, like, literally, I felt like pick the job of a CO because they want to torture people, because they want to make people's situations worse. You see, I'm down. I'm in jail. Why kick me while I'm down? Like, why? I've seen the COs do the worst to people. Females, like, So degrading, you guys. I know I'm getting a little off topic, but literally, shout out to birth control, because I never had my period locked up. But I didn't see them have to make somebody take their tampon out and cough just to go to medical. Squat and cough naked. Like, you guys, do you know how degrading that is? They don't even have the proper things I feel like you need as a female. Like, people who do this for years, I shout them out. Like, I understand people do some crazy things and deserve to be locked up, but I feel like you shouldn't be treated inhumane. Like, and I feel like that's what they do. Go out their way to treat you worse than an animal. Like, so anyway, you guys, back to the story. I get down to intake. I do all that. And intake, you can use free phone calls. Your people do not have money on that phone. You can call them as much as you want to call them. So I'm calling my ex because I knew his number by heart. I knew my dad's number by heart. So I called my ex first, and I'm telling him, and because I was crying really bad. So I was just making sure like my kids was good. He had my car. He left his car at my house. So I guess by that time he was on his way back. I guess he got back. My brother had came and got my kids already and took them to my sister's house. Excuse me. And I guess they told them what happened. So basically, my ex had my phone, and because you guys, I was not thinking, think about this. I'm a single mother of 4. This is my first time being locked up. I'm scared. I'm not scared of something somebody going to do to me. I'm scared because of the unknown. I don't know what to expect. I got a lot on my mind. My phone and what's in my phone is not something that's on my mind. What's on my mind is my kids' school. I have 4 different kids' dads. I claim 3 because my youngest son, his dad take care of my oldest son. So his family is lumped with, okay, those 2 are tied to that one child's dad. But nobody knew what was going on. Like, so I told you guys, I didn't tell anybody. Nobody knew what was going on. So the fact that he had my phone, my ex had my phone, if one of my kids' dads called, if the school called, because they're online, my lawyer, I didn't have a number for my lawyer. Like, it was just so much. So I'm like, give the phone to my sister because she can work everything. She's a mother. She's been here. Even though my ex was going to court with me, he was not there. He was in a new relationship. It was so inconsistent. We were messing around on and off. Like, it was just a mess. So it's like, you don't really know what's going on. So, I was about to say something, but never mind. So, he was like, okay, he was going to get the phone of my sister. So I wound up hanging with him. I called my dad to get my sister's number. I called my sister. My sister like, okay, what's your lawyer information? Like, we need to get on top of this, blah, 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 blah. Of course, people in her ear telling her, like, what to expect, what this help me, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, my ex is supposed to give you the phone. So she's like, I see him. He didn't give me the phone. He just gave me your keys, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, what? So when I talked to him, I'm like, why didn't you give my sister the phone? So he like, why are you so worried about the phone? Anything, what you scared I'm going to go through the phone? Huh? That was the last thing on my mind, you guys. I promise you that was the last thing on my mind about you going through my phone. Because at the end of the day, we're single. Well, I'm single. You're in a relationship. You're not my man. So anything that's in my phone, I'm not worried about. If you choose at this moment, I felt like he purposely set it up this way. So he like, well, give me the password to the phone. I'll handle everything I need to be handled. So at this point, I'm just basically like desperate. There's nothing I can do in here. At this point, I already know in my mind, he's not giving the phone to my sister. So I give him the password. Not because I had to, because at the end of the day, he didn't get nothing accomplished. I could have not given him the password. I could have not. But I felt like at this point, it is what it is. So I give him the password to my phone. So when I give him the password, the phone hangs up. I had to go upstairs. So once you go out of intake, you go upstairs to, once you out of processing, you go upstairs to intake. Where you are, where they decide, like, if you go to red, if you go to green, if you go to blue. Red means that so right now I'm in yellow. And it looks dirty brown. They don't give you any more underwear. You got the underwear you come in. So if you ain't coming with no underwear, baby, you don't have no underwear. You don't come in with no socks, baby, you don't have no socks. You ain't coming with no bra, you don't have no bra. They give you no deodorant. And when they finally do give you deodorant, the deodorant makes you stink. It's good for like the crust on your feet. When your feet start to get crusty from that water is so harsh on your body that they call a shower. They don't give you no water. You don't drink. If you're in 2CD, that's where I was at, you don't get water. You don't get no water. Drink out of the water that's connected to your toilet. No water. The shower, you got to keep pressing it. It's nets in the shower. It's mold in that shower. It smells so horrible. The mice is showering and wrecking with you. You cannot go outside in 2CD. That's when you first get up in there. That's considered intake. So your yellow is intake. Orange is the psych ward, medical and psych. So if you got medical problems, say you broke your arm, you broke your leg, you broke your neck, something, you can't be in regular population, they send you to medical. Medical is also psych. You lose your mind, you suicide, you homicide, you go to psych. That is orange. Red is across from yellow. Like, we can see the reds in the bubble, because when you're in yellow and red, it's no CO inside of the pod with you. They're outside and it's connected and they're in a bubble. And the bitches that be 2CD deserve to be in a bubble, because they be about to get their ass whooped, because they're miserable as fuck. They're the ones that try to make you miserable. They're the ones that try to make it harder for you to be in there. They like act like it's yo. I know my lashes messed up. I'm getting it done this weekend. Focus on the story. My phone storage had filled up, so I just had to buy some more. But basically, yeah, them COs that's in 2CD that's in the bubble are better. Like, I don't know what's going on with them, but they are a different breed. Anyway, so when I get upstairs to 2CD, I am assigned to cell. Is a 2-man cell. It has the toilet inside. The sink is inside the toilet. It has like a little shelf, right? A little shelf and a little hook where you hang your uniforms, I guess, up. Tails rag. In the netted bed, I was assigned to cell 2 with a girl. I'm going to call her 7 niggas, but she doesn't even really matter for real, because she wound up leaving the next day. So in the bag, like when I was transferred upstairs, when I had to switch out my clothes, I got a netted bed. It's a turtle blanket. I had to get a mat. Remind you, you don't get any sheets. You just get a green blanket. That people, you gotta remember, a lot of people who get locked up are drug addicts, so they detox, throw up piss, shit. They don't use bleach. They don't use like none of that. Like, it's just very disgusting. What else do you get? You get 2 uniforms. You get a cup. You get a fork. That's it for the rest of your stay. For the rest of your stay, like, you might can still want to see somebody laying, like see one laying down, or exit CO say you lost it, blah blah blah. But yeah, no, this is all you get. If you get a nice CO, they might switch your uniforms out, not in 2CD, but when you get upstairs, they might switch your uniforms out for you. If you gotta lie, you get when you get upstairs, you get bed sheets though. You don't get bed sheets down here. You get the 2 uniforms, you get the house slippers, you get the turtle blanket, the spoon, and the fork, and you get the handbook. That's all you get. So when I went in there or whatever, I put my stuff down. I went straight to the phone. It's 4 phones. So downstairs it's like, and the shower is outside. You got to keep pushing the shower for it to, you get a wash rag and you get a towel. The towel don't even cover your body at all. It covers maybe right here. Half your butt, half your chest. The titty and the cheek is out. So, the shower, it has nets in it. It's molded. It smells horrible in there. Horrible in there. Like, it's like, you damned if you take a shower, you damned if you don't. You don't have no deodorant. You don't have no lotion. You straight musty as fuck. But you not gonna wash your ass. Like, it's just a mess. So, I got on the phone when I got there. And I called my ex. So when I called him, he straight was like, you good? You not crying no more? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm okay. He like, good. Don't tell these bitches your business, because bitch, you gonna do this 18 months by yourself. I went through your phone, blah, 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 blah. You're a thought, blah, 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 going in. So I'm just like, what? So if I could even say something, some of the stuff he was saying, well, he was wrong. Like, I don't know if he misconstrued the like, he was wrong. He was lying. Basically, I'm gonna say it. He said it's not considered lying. That's what he thought. That's what he saw the phone. Never. He's saying never happened. So he basically, like, on his grandmother raised him, so he's really, really close to her. He loves his grandmother very dearly. He said on his grandmother never called his phone again, and he hung up on me. My first night being locked up. That is it. So I go into my dorm, and I'm already pissed. And 7 niggas is a white girl. She was waiting for a different state to come pick her up. She was like, do you mind switching? So I'm like, what? She like, do you mind switching? She was nice about it, but I was already in a bitch mode. So she like, do you mind switching? Because I wanted somebody to come in before I leave. So, you know, with that being said, people are gay for this day. People are bisexual. People are flat out gay. So basically what she was getting to is she wanted to sleep with the girl that was in dorm room 1. So the girl who was in dorm room 1, we're going to name her Slice. Me and Slice became like this. She's one of the people that helped me get through my stay. We do not talk now. Slice is home and she is doing good, but we do not talk. Slice is a dom, and so Slice was like, so I'm like, yeah, I don't mind switching or whatever. So I get my things and I go into dorm 1. Slice was in dorm 1. Okay, there's a lady also that was in there, and we're gonna call her LA for lying ass. All this bitch did was lie. Old as hell, lying. What are you lying for? She's not old as hell, but she's in her mid-40s. Why are you lying? I'm sorry, you guys. Like, this video is going to be so ghetto because I have no storage on my phone, so it keeps stopping, and I have to keep, like, deleting things just to get this video out. I'm going to figure my camera out. I'm going to watch videos tonight while I'm at work on how to transfer videos from my camera to my laptop, so I don't have this issue anymore because I am over it. Anyway, so basically, LA Lioness, like I was saying, I was in there. She was already on the bottom bunk. So Slice was on a boat on the floor. So I had to get on the top bunk. So Slice wound up taking her boat and going in the room with 7 niggas. So when she went in the room with 7 niggas, was in there listening to this before I knew LA was a liar. Listen to LA just tell me all these stories or whatever, which was comforting the first night, and I fell asleep while she was talking. Cool. So then the next day, woke up or whatever. At this point, we could be out all day in yellow. It was one TV. We could be out all day. Cool. So I had met while I was in yellow. You can't get commissary. You can put in for an Introgen package, which is they give you bras and underwear and socks. But you guys, I put that in the second day I was there. I did not receive that until 2 weeks when I was upstairs. So I didn't receive that for a month. So for a month, I had the same bra and underwear on. No socks in these nasty ass slides. When I got upstairs, somebody wound up giving me socks though. And these nasty ass shower shoes that you shower in. Because you don't want to touch that nasty ass floor in that shower. So I had wound up meeting, we're going to call the other dom, Boo. I wound up meeting Slice, Boo, and then a girl had wound up coming from city jail who we're going to call her T. And we laughed, we joked, you guys. We had so much fun. A few days later, Slice wound up going upstairs because you're only downstairs between 14 and 21 days, I guess. Some people said they was down there for 28 days. I was only down there for 14 days, thank God. But basically, the food is trifling. You can't order commissary, as I said. Like, it's nasty and it's mice down there because when you go to lock, they put your food in a closet down there, and the mice eat it. It's food, noodles, cookies, crab, all that. And so it's like, who wants that shit when they come off a lock? And when you go to lock, no matter what color you are, you go to the red side, which is D. Yellow is C, red is D. So, but it's connected, so it's called CD. Two CDs, floor 2, C and D. Boom. So, me and T became real close. Like, that's my girl. Like, I fast and I pray for her habeas corpus because she had a no bail. So, when you have a no bail, you try for your lawyer put in for a habeas corpus. Habeas corpus is another bail review. She was able to get out. Child, right before her birthday, you guys, and her mother and her father wedding. I was so happy for my girl. Shout out to T. That's still my bitch to this day. So, basically, T was bisexual. Slice was a dom. Boo was a dom. So, we were all in a room. I wasn't supposed to be in that room. I was still in a room with LA. And I was starting to realize that LA was at LA. And so we was laughing, joking, always having fun. Okay, so Slice went upstairs to Blue. And we thought Boo was going to go to Blue. I knew Boo wasn't going to Blue because her charge was too bad. She was taking her ass to Red. Red is maximum security, like right across from 2 CDs. So it's the nasty ass showers, the funky ass smell, stale, can't go outside, 1 TV, no ice machine, no microwave, a mess. But you can't order commissary and you do get sheets. So the next day after Slice went upstairs, remind you, T and Boo started talking. The next day, Slice had, Boo had they wound up bringing Boo her jumpsuit and it was red. And so she's supposed to go across the hall, but she wound up not going across the hall. Remind you, the night that Slice went upstairs, a group of girls came. And like this one girl, she had, I'll never forget, blonde hair, no, pink hair with long blonde braids. And like, I remember she started going off, like kicking and screaming, throwing, like they give you cartons of juice that stains everything. Throwing that on the floor, screaming like, what you done to me? Like going off. Like when I tell you going off, going the fuck off. So that's, we're going to name her Poison. Remember I was telling you guys about I was going to give her a story time on my toxic friend? That is her. We became very, very close. Very, very close. We are no longer friends right now. It's no beef. We're just not friends. Maybe I'll do a story time on her, on my toxic friend. I haven't decided yet. It's just a lot and I just don't want the extra. Anywho, so her and Boo wound up getting into it because Boo, no, okay, so that's the craze. She went off or whatever. Then she wound up coming to go into her dorm. They want to take her out. So the next morning, they bring Boo her jumpsuit. She's in red, but Boo has to keep separate. That's when you can't be around somebody. Boo has to keep separate from somebody that was in red. So Boo had to go upstairs in the yellow side. So that stopped us from going outside, or that stopped us from coming out the cell. We literally was now locked in every other day for 24 hours. So when that happened, Boo had Boo used to come to our dorm, used to bring us commissary. Like, Boo was the one. Now, Boo was a little off, and Boo was young. Me and T in our 30s. Boo was 19. Slice is, I think, 28, 9. She might be 29 now. So, Boo was like a baby, and Boo was having, like, big boy charges. But they also said Boo was telling, allegedly. I don't know, y'all. Don't know. Allegedly, I don't know, Boo. I ain't say you was, but that's what they was saying. So Boo wound up going upstairs, so we was out. So now we couldn't come out all day, so we was out. Boo was the only person out for her rec time because nobody else was upstairs. She's the only person in red, and she had to keep separate. So then we finally was able to get that lifted. Like, well, we were like writing classification. She was writing classification. It was just so much. Cool, lifted, blah, blah, blah. So basically, T wound up going home the following day. So it's just me. Well, she wound up going home a couple days later. I think she was locked up down there. Yeah, she wound up going home a couple days later. She was locked up down there for 13 days because the day she went home, the next day I went upstairs. And I went upstairs on my 14th day. So she was there for 12 days. I was there for 13 days when she wound up going home. So we wound up talking to Poison. We wound up saying like, okay, she knew she was just going through some shit, whatever. Talking, playing cards, reading, laughing, joking. They don't give you no books on there. They don't give you nothing. So somebody had went to medical and stole books and brought it back to Altea. So we passing books around and past time go by. I used to sip my food. You guys, that food was nasty as shit. Only thing I used to eat was my cookies. The apples had veins in it. What the fuck apples bleed? I never in my life, even now to this market, even now when I make market, I be looking for the apples with veins. They was growing them veins in the basement of that motherfucking jail. Yes, they was. Sorry, you guys. I was spitting because I was so serious about that. Ugh. So, basically, boom. So basically, T wound up going home. Also, you guys, I met my twin baby sister. We had the same exact name, except hers is spelled different. And our birthdays is one day apart. So her birthday is March 24th and mine is March 25th. And she was a baby. And I know she's not going to care because don't nobody know who I'm talking about. So we're going to call her baby twin sister. Baby twin sister was in there for assaulting the police, y'all. Her little self. She's like this big. She's so cute. So yeah, we want to, and then let me not forget to bring, Funky. Funky was, in there, for some wild shit, y'all. It was a lot. That's a whole different story. I didn't even feel like getting into Funky. But Funky, I had to bring this up because I never knew what Uptown was until I went to jail. Uptown means back home. So Funky was lying about, sorry y'all, somebody called. Funky was lying about being back home, how she was a Crip. She could have been a Crip. Not saying she wasn't a Crip, but she was politicking with Nipsey Hussle, and she was sleeping with him and Dave. He's like, just lying. Remind you, I called her Funky because she kept getting in the shower and she was lying about being pregnant. Who lies about being pregnant in jail? But whatever, none of my business. She was getting in the shower, you guys, but she still smelled like fish. She smelled so bad, and her breath was coming through her mask, my mask, and everybody else's mask. Her breath smelled horrible. Horrible. And it was like this real dirty looking dyke that came from out off the street. She looked like she got high. Came in there and they were laid up, messing around, playing with each other, and like the room smelled so bad. And like I'm just like, you don't even know this girl. Like literally she just got off the street, nails all dirty, trifling, and like you laid up like that's why you stink. That's why you gonna have to go see somebody about that, baby. They gonna have to do something about that because soap and water ain't gonna work. Water ain't gonna work down there, baby. I don't know. And then that breath, baby. So all right, so Lioness was down there, whatever. So we wound up being cool. Okay, so when T wound up going home, I was there just for one more day. The next day I actually went upstairs, but it was later during the day. So I was there with Poison, baby twin sister. LA was already gone. LA went up with Slice. And just like the rest of the people that was there, like, which mainly was drug addicts. So you guys, after that, when they called my name, I was the only one to go up. They had called my name because I was the only one who came in. It was another girl who came in with me, but I don't know what wound up happening to her. I think she went to psych. So I had wound up going. They take you back downstairs. Once you get classified, they take you back downstairs. Excuse me. I had to switch out to. I got my sheet, so you get one pair of sheets, and you get like a netted blanket. They take the turtle blanket. You get, oh, they do give you a toothbrush. I meant to say that in the last time. You got to keep your cup and your spoon. I threw mine away because I didn't fucking know. But you're supposed to keep your cup and your spoon, your sport. They give you 2 blue jumpsuits. They cough searched me like me, so I had to take my bra. I did have a bra. I had to take my clothes off. They strip searched me, maybe been squatting, cough. Put my jumpsuit on, and then I went upstairs. So you guys, that was it for like my first 14 days being locked up. It wasn't much. Literally all we did was play cards. If we could get a book, we read. Literally that was it. Nothing you could do. You take showers, but they don't offer soap. So if you're not cool with somebody, or you're not trading something, because it was a girl in red that was trading her commissary soap and stuff like that for some state trays and for apples. So, and also because Boo was messing with T, I was getting soap and like a little bit of lotion. Y'all, the lotion is like water, it does nothing. But I was getting like Irish Spring soap, a little piece, like a corner that had to last me, a little bit of deodorant. And so I wasn't horribly, but it was not good. It was not a good feeling. And you had to wash your underwear out in the sink that you wash your cup and your spork out of. Like, it just was not good. Like, it was not a good feeling. It was not a good feeling at all. But please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, you guys. I'm actually about to drop this video right now because it was supposed to be dropped this morning. Because I already recorded episode 2 to my jail chronicles. You guys, please comment below. Please tell me your experiences if you've ever been locked up multiple times, no times, doing corona, not doing corona, you guys. Please, please, please drop below. Please share. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Please tell me about your experience, how you recovered, how you came back from being locked up, going back into society. Please, just whatever you want to comment, give this video a thumbs up. And your girl is out.